I did have somewhat of a limiting belief. I'm like, there's no way you could be doing like $1 million a month as a cleaning company. I'm like, I know the clients are there, but like that's so many cleanings per day. The complaints would be through the roof. We wouldn't be able to handle it. We would need 40 VAs. And then I'm like, okay, well, that just feels overwhelming because we don't know how to build systems around that yet. But it's like, well, we could just learn how to do that.
Welcome to the Cleaning Journey podcast, where we talk about the real stories behind building cleaning businesses that actually work. I'm your host, Misael Avalos. I started my business back in 2018 from scratch, and I built it into a 7-figure cleaning company. Now I sit down with other cleaning business owners to share their wins, their losses, their struggles, and their experiences that have helped them grow. Whether you're just getting started or you're already scaling, this is your place to learn, get inspired, and also level up your business and life. Let's jump in.
My name's Justin Ducharme. I'm one of the owners of WHB Cleaning. Me and my business partner actually bought this company April 2024. So we closed on April 2024 and we actually moved from Canada. So I'm originally from Canada, moved out to the US, was working in sales, worked at a car dealership for 5 years, ran a car dealership, did well at the car dealership, but wanted to move to the US. So we found out that we had to get basically what's called an E2 visa, which is an investor visa, and it costs a certain amount of money. So we looked into businesses around that range, and Cleaning Company just happened to be a company that was built on a recurring model, scalable, something that everybody needs, helps people, and just, I don't want to say a good starter business, but because I think it's a lot more than that. It's a very scalable, possible, like big business. It's a great business, but it's a good business to get your foot in the door in the business world. So that's kind of why we got into cleaning. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for that.
I'm with you, man. Service-based industry is a business that's here to stay. And like you said, it's a reoccurring model. So that gives us the opportunity to scale and grow and just get that consistent revenue, right? So take us back. How did start? So you're in Canada, you're looking at acquiring a business, you found a business. Take us from there.
Yeah, I mean, like tangibly, how did I find the business? I went on californiabusinessbrokers.com and emailed probably 150 different business brokers saying, "Hey, do you have a residential cleaning company around $100,000?" That's literally what I did. At that point, I was watching just YouTube videos like best home service businesses, top 10 businesses to buy to get E2 visa. That was literally it, and just kind of came across cleaning. And, I think I had a fundamental belief that no matter what I got into or what we got into, that we'd be successful. So it wasn't so much about the vehicle. Sorry, it was just about finding the right vehicle. Like it wasn't so much, is it going to work or is it going to not? We weren't really worried if it was going to work or not. We have a fundamental belief it was going to work, but it was just about finding the right vehicle. So just doing research, emailed all those business brokers, talked to probably about 15, 20 different cleaning companies, did all the due diligence, looked at their reviews, their P&Ls, everything like that. Came across this business in San Diego, just made the most sense for us. Bought it, closed on it within probably a couple weeks, and that's pretty much it. That's the journey to WHB. And when we first bought the company, it was doing, I mean, based off recurring revenue, is maybe 7K a month revenue. Margins were pretty decent. And then, within the first 8 months was when we were able to get to our first 6-figure revenue month. Our margins were still pretty low at that point. We were running like 18 to 20% net. So then, kind of the next 2025, we really focused on getting our net up, and then we were able to get it up to over 30%, which was huge for us, and kind of stay at that 6-figure mark. And now we're just trying to grow from there. And that's basically that's the story, and that's kind of where we're at, all in a nutshell.
I love that. I love the strategy of acquiring a business that's already been structured, right? Or
Mhm.
has structure, right? They got clients, they got employees, and they just want to sell and exit. I think that's the fastest way to really, get something up and running and start getting some revenue fast. I think
Yeah.
nowadays it's not really the best. Based on my beliefs, I don't think it's the best plan to start a business from scratch. I think going with that approach is acquiring another business that already has a brand, that already has a online reputation, and revenue,
Mhm.
and just acquiring that and going from there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Online reputation does take time. And I mean, even just these days, just to verify a Google business profile takes probably a month if you're starting out. You know what I mean? To get you create a Yelp page, you get 10 reviews, Yelp's only gonna show one of them probably for the first, 3 to
I
5.
I hate that.
So, yeah, like,
Love you then.
dude, our second company we started, the one that we ended up selling, we started a Yelp page January, or it would have been February 2025, and by the time we sold it in, like, October, we had, like, 10 reviews showing, but we had, like, 60 or 70 Yelp reviews, and they hid, like, 50 of them. But what you can't beat though is if you go acquire a company, somebody who's been on Yelp for 5 years, they have 140 reviews. Maybe they only do 10K a month revenue, 20K a month revenue. You can get that at a good price based on their finances, but then you get a Yelp profile that's like that itself is worth 100 grand and they don't even realize it because they don't know what it's like to, back in the day when or what I'm saying is they don't realize that if they were to start over again, they're not going to have all those reviews show. They already have that. So like buying a company, basically long story short, buying a company with a reputation that's already established online, Google reviews, Yelp reviews, Thumbtack, Angie, all that stuff is worth all the money in the business itself. Never mind the clients that they already have.
Yeah, that's huge. Honestly, that's huge. And like I was telling you on, before the call that we want to head up north to Phoenix, and that's pretty much the strategy that I want to do. I want to acquire a business so that I have something already there to show, and then I can just brand it with all of my stuff. And like you said, if there's already, all these other platforms that have reviews and things like that, I just throw my name on it and bada bing, bada boom, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. No, it's a great idea, man. I love that.
So when did you realize this business could actually become something big? This episode is sponsored by Jobber, a CRM I personally use to scale and grow my cleaning business. If you're tired of juggling spreadsheets, messages, and reminders, Jobber helps you organize it all in one place. You can quote jobs, schedule your team, invoice clients, and even get paid, all from your phone or your laptop. It's not just software, it's what allows me and my team to stay efficient and organized every single day. So if you're ready to get your business looking and running like a pro, check out Jobber by using the link in the description down below. Trust me, it would change the way you do business.
That's a good question. I think I knew. I didn't know the scale of big it could become, and I don't think we've realized nearly our potential yet. We want to by the end of the year we want to be worth 3 million. Right now the company's probably worth 1.2, 1.3. We want to be worth 3 million, but once we get to that point it's like, okay, well, why can't we scale to 10 million, 30 million? I mean, we're in San Diego County, 4 million people. 1% of the county become our client. That's what, 40,000 people?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's really unlimited, and people think that they look at cleaning companies, maybe savvy business owners that have been doing business for years. They're like, oh, it's a low ticket. It's like, okay, like they're like, I'd rather sell $10,000 things than $100,000 things, or in this case, $1,100 things, right? But I'm like, it's so much easier it's easier to close. You just have to be able to build the systems around it. So, and a lot of those top players aren't in our industry for that reason. So we knew that if we could take the skills that, we learned from the car business, and even just learn business, that we could take this vehicle that is low ticket and, not a huge opportunity, and we could actually make it into a huge opportunity. So I think it's just limitless. And I think we kind of knew that right away. Yeah, I guess, as we've grown in revenue and profit and whatever, it starts to feel more believable, right?
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
concept, knowing that, it's seeing is believing in a sense too, right?
Correct. And it sounds like you've done your research in the service-based industry and you saw an opportunity there. I mean, that's kind of how you have to think. I like how you said, like, if I just get 1% of the homes there, that's 40,000 homes. Like, I mean, I have a multi-million dollar company with 200 clients. Like, I can't imagine, 500 to 1,000. I could
Yeah.
imagine it because that's where we want to head to. But I mean, only 1,000 clients, right? Like, when there's millions of homes, the potential is it's limitless pretty much, if you
Yeah,
have the
that's
right
the thing.
structure.
100%. Yeah, I couldn't agree
Yeah.
more. It really is. It just comes down to you're going to have new problems that come up as you grow. And a lot of people think like just because you don't know how to solve the problem yet doesn't mean it's not solvable. So people think that, oh, a cleaning business can only scale to $2 million revenue per year. It's like, no, you just haven't figured out how to scale it past that. You know what I mean? And it sounds so simple
Yeah.
when I say it, but I used to think that too. I kind of actually I will loop back to your previous question. I did have somewhat of a limiting belief. I'm like, there's no way you could be doing like $1 million a month as a cleaning company. I'm like, I know the clients are there, but like that's so many cleanings per day. The complaints would be through the roof. We wouldn't be able to handle it. We would need 40 VAs. And then I'm like, okay, well, that just feels overwhelming because we don't know how to build systems around that yet. But it's like, well, we could just learn how to do that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah, you can just learn how to solve that problem.
Yeah. Just because no one's done it yet doesn't mean that that just means they haven't figured it out.
Exactly, exactly. I love that, man. I think that that's an important thing for us um, to really take in consideration each day as we're building a business, that we create our own limitation in our thinking. And there's companies out there that are doing millions and millions of dollars of revenue per year in their business. What are they doing that we can implement in our business? And also knowing that, hey, if I think big, I'll be able to solve bigger problems.
Yeah.
Because yeah, if you're thinking, like you said, of the complaints, well, there's going to be so many complaints. Okay, cool. Well, build a system that solves these complaints, right? And when you build that system, okay, cool. Now what's next? Now it sounds super simple, but I think we both could agree that, when the business is structured with the correct systems, you let the systems run the business instead of
Mhm.
let emotions and all these limited beliefs take over of how you're building your business.
Yeah. No, that's super true, man. Yeah. I mean, the system does run the business, definitely. To get to the next level, often as an owner, you kind of got to step in and fill that gap, learn it, and then hire it out, right? That's kind of my philosophy. So at
Yeah.
our next growth period, what we want to go from 130K a month revenue to 175. There's a new role that kind of unlocks, whether it's we need to build out a whole complaints department or whatever. So then like what I've always done, what's worked is I kind of learn it a little bit myself and then I go and hire somebody and I could train them. Now, that being said, though, that eventually will run out because you're so big. What are you going to do? Train 10 new people, 10 new positions at once? Obviously, you have, managers and leaders that go ahead and train and whatever. But again, that's just part of those systems that you create. They're just constantly evolving and,
Yeah. I'm with
learning
you.
to handle these new problems and these new bottlenecks to the business. Cause there's always one bottleneck of the business. There's always one thing that's stopping you from that next level. And it's just learning how to kind of overcome that, right?
Correct, correct. And I just want to kind of add, one last thing to the whole complaints thing. If you're listening and you're getting a lot of complaints, then you don't have to build a complaint department. You just have to create better cleaners so that you're not getting all of these complaints, right? Where is the problem actually starting? And then build from there, because you really don't need a complaints department. You just need good systems, good training, good onboarding. The onboarding will fix the complaints, and
Yeah.
then if you can have one VA that takes in the complaints and she knows how to handle them, then great. Yeah, that's how we're doing it, and we're doing over 150 a month. And I just have one person that answers phones if there is a complaint. I mean, she does other things as well too, but we're averaging maybe 3 complaints a month.
Wow, that's I agree 100%. Yeah, so that I was just giving an example.
Sure.
Definitely, there's a bigger problem. Like, what's the root of the problem? The problem is your cleaners aren't getting trained properly.
Yeah, 1000%.
Right. So that's obviously like your HR needs to do better. Your hiring needs to be better. Your trainers need to be better if you're training people from scratch, or you need to be vetting better. You need to be onboarding better. Policy. Every company has different policies, certain ways that they do things, how they get in, get out of the building, how they do before and after photos. That needs to be obviously the solution isn't to put together a complaints department. Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%. I'm glad you cleared that up.
Yeah, I'm with you, brother. Now, I really want to get with get into the marketing side with you because looking at your social media, you're very active. You are not only just active, but with your team, but you're also active with your clients and you're interviewing them and you're involved a lot. And that's a marketing strategy that you're doing online. I want to know how do you attract doing all of the marketing online that you're currently doing? How are you attracting these quality clients that can be your ideal clients through the marketing strategy you're implementing online? Are you uncertain about what you're doing in your cleaning business that's not taking you to the next level? Or you might feel like what you're doing is not the right things. It is okay. That's why I'm here. I help cleaning business owners just like you get the right answers, put good systems and processes to grow your business with confidence. Without confidence, you cannot be a business owner and lead your people. Click the link down below to schedule a free call. We'll talk all business and I can give you the right steps for you to take to give you that confidence back. I cannot wait to connect with you.
Yeah, I mean, from a content perspective, the way I see it is if I'm a consumer and I'm looking for a cleaning service and I stumble across a company that has high quality content, I'm just going to assume they do high quality work. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just the way it is. Like if I stumble across, Joe Schmo's cleaning company and their content sucks and the videos are blurry and I can't really read their captions and uh it's just not well produced content, I'm just gonna assume they don't do good work. It's just that at the end of the day, like if you're you know, you throw up a website, you run some ads, you're gonna get clients, but you might convert at 15%. Whereas my website, I have professional videos done. All the text is clear. The message is clear. It's not overwhelming. The layout is nice, right? We have the testimonial videos on the website. I'm going to convert 30%. And that's just what it comes down to at the end of the day, right? So it's like, content, it's about posting content. There's two sides of it. You want to post content and you want to post lots of it. And naturally, people are just like eyeballs. Eyeballs is good, but you want to post quality content as well. And kind of our strategy, I think, around content is we do post a lot of that stuff like testimonial, like trust building stuff. So we'll post testimonials, we'll post like just, hey, San Diego Home Cleaning Services, a nice B-roll video in the background, like, same day availability, whatever. Like we're not going to put a call to action, like just, this is a little bit about us. We're licensed, we're insured, whatever. Somebody might find that when they're looking on your page, it's going to build trust. And then we have like actionable content. And that might be we run an ad, right? Or we make a post with a call to action. Now, we found in the cleaning industry, it's a very problem aware audience. What that means is people already know that they want to get their house cleaned. They're aware that their house is dirty. They don't feel comfortable in it. They want to hire a cleaning service. Maybe they have a cleaner, whatever. This is like common knowledge to people. You're not trying to make somebody aware about a problem they don't know they have yet. So we found is the best way to convert really high on social media is just run an offer. So just say 3 hours for whatever, and $60. DM us for more info. Instead of saying, hey, we're WHB cleaning, we service San Diego, we're the best company because of this, whatever, warm them up and then hit them with an offer. We find that we actually get a much better result when we just hit the offer right away. We're just like, first thing they see, 3 hours, 160, they click because they already know they want a cleaner. They already like they can see our content's good. They can see we have a good amount of followers. Like they trust that we're going to do a good job. They just want to see the offer. They don't need any of that. They don't need all the buttering ups. Our ads are just straight up offers and they convert like we're running like $4 or $5 a lead right now, which is really good. So,
Yeah, that's actually some good numbers there. So an ad offer, let's get some strategies for our listeners on like how to
yeah.
create content online. So we got ad strategy and you are running the ad through Meta or Google or both.
Yeah, so it's through a Meta Ads account, but we boost it through Instagram. So it's we get a better audience from Instagram ads than Facebook ads. But you actually have to set it up through like a Meta Ads account. You can't just go like boost post and whatever. Like it's through the Meta Ads account. Yeah, so I mean that's the main one for conversions, just running the offer and then just boosting the post on Instagram through Meta Ads. You run $100 a day, whatever, you get, 20 leads a day. We do another strategy as well to like build up our more like organic messaging and then also build up our followers. So we'll run like a more general ad, like a general post. San Diego cleaning services, we're WHP cleaning, we're licensed, insured, whatever. But then we'll run those ads to our profile. So then people go to our profile, they'll click follow, they'll check us out, whatever. And then they're just going to start following us. They might be interested in us later, whatever. We're going to come up on their feed. They might scroll through our feed, whatever. So we have two different types of ads we run. We run like direct, like send message. This is the offer. We're going to convert, we convert 30% of those. We get 20 leads a day, right? Then the other types of ads we run are just more like the like awareness, profile visits, get followers, more of like the long-term ones. And we run maybe like $25 a day. We get 20 followers a day from that. And then outside of that, I mean, posting organic content is awesome too. Like, honestly, I haven't had a video go viral yet, like without an ad. So I'm not the best to speak on that. But what we've done is we just kind of like we'll post one that's just, a little funny meme or whatever, a little funny video with somebody dancing and cleaning or whatever. The next one we might post like one of like the general San Diego house cleaning services, or this is a testimonial. And then the third one will be like an actual call to action. So that's kind of how we space it out. We don't want to just be like spamming our audience with book now, book now, book now. Like, hey, book a cleaning, call this number. Like, nothing pisses me off more than when I see I wouldn't say it pisses me off. It doesn't actually upset me, but it's just like it just drives me crazy, I guess, when I go check out a company's page and every single every single video is, "Hey, we service San Diego, give us a call to book." It's like, I don't know, like it's
Yeah, I'm with
social
you.
media. It's social media. People want to be like entertained and all this stuff, and people want to buy, but people also want to be entertained. They also want to build trust. So you got to have a vast, palette of content. You just really do.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's, I've seen a lot of pages that are just static posts of, call this number, this is the services that we do, or they're just blasting a lot of, hey, give us a call now type of videos or static posts. And those are great once in a while, but I think what you're trying to say is, and I agree, you want to create engaging content where it shows your business like your team. Have your team cleaning, you have them doing stuff,
Yeah.
recording them in the bathroom, doing floors. You got some testimonial videos on there. You're just telling your clients, hey, give us a testimonial why you would choose, why would you choose our company, right? How
Yeah.
how effective have those types of organic posts been for you guys?
You know what? They convert really high too. I mean, we're getting a lot of people visit our profile. Like I said, we haven't had a post go like viral per se, but excuse me, when you have quality content, it just increases the conversion percentage like just so much. We like our content's really good. So when we have professional videos of our cleaners actually cleaning, like it's not just AI crap, random people cleaning that are clearly not working for our company. So if somebody visits our page and they've already checked out a couple other companies that have this AI crap, call now, whatever, they're going to follow us and they're going to send us a message and say, hey, I'm curious about getting a cleaning. Like, how much does it cost? Like, we probably get, 5 or 6 people a day that just kind of organically come through. And we don't need to have these crazy big viral videos. We just convert high because our content's good and people trust us because we have those testimonials and good quality content. And it looks like we do a good job. So it's like one day when we do have that one viral video, it's going to be insane. And we're not going to be able to probably manage all those jobs. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
that's a good problem to have. We'll deal with that when it comes there. But that's it. Yeah. Good quality content. Like again, one thing that I don't like is you see a cleaning company, ABC Cleaners, and all their videos are clearly AI generated or just stock footage, and they just throw a freaking call now on there. And it's like, I don't know. I personally don't know how you could want to book with a company like that.
So tell us, why is it important to show your team doing the work, or let's just say show your team and your company presence online versus choosing AI?
Wow, that's a good question. I don't know if I could like psychologically break that down. I mean, I think it just builds trust. People can see it's a real thing, you know. I don't know, like,
I mean, trust is it.
I think people are kinda worn out with the whole AI thing now. I think it was cool for a bit, and people are getting sick of it. Obviously, the world's changing or whatever, but people they want real connection, especially I will say this, especially with, like, a local home service, people wanna support the family business. They wanna support like the local entrepreneur, mom and pop shop, like they love that. They want to see the real thing. You know what I mean? Like if
I'm
it's a
with you.
big company, big software type deal, you just want to know, does the software work or not? I don't care if the ads are AI generated. But for a local business, you want to support like a local real people. You want to see the face. You want to learn about these people. And that's why we were talking about earlier. I want to start interviewing our cleaners on our Instagram because it's like people want to see the real cleaners that are doing the job, that live in San Diego, that are going to be getting the tips, that are going to be getting paid because they reached out. They don't, you know, they don't want to people don't want to support, the big franchise that doesn't have a face to the name, that's just, they're in every city. Like they want to support the local business.
Yeah, and that's probably the best way to present yourself online is in a local
Mm,
overview, I guess, right? Like when you're posting videos of your team, your culture, you yourself as a business owner, when you're very involved and all of your posts are your company and they're not I would say you present yourself more local than present yourself as a big corporation or try
that's
to
a really
be.
good idea. I'm gonna write that down. I think we could probably work on presenting ourselves more local too. Like
And
even just the words you use, right? Like local, I don't know, locally owned. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Stuff like words like that mean a lot.
they do. So I think what a few things just to kind of summarize this marketing part of it is like if you create an ad, create an ad that hooks the the lead in. It can be your ideal customer, you're talking directly to them and you can create a hook just like you said, hey, 3 hours for $150 and then you get it to talk about what that service includes. It's important to test ads if you can test two of them so that you can
Mhm.
get you can get a bulk of leads coming in. I mean, closing them is great, but as business owners, you want to create a database of emails, phone numbers so that you can follow up and nurture them later. Anything you want to add to that, Justin?
No, man, that's super valid. That's something that we want to work on too, is kind of nurturing failed closes, I guess. Having them I think that's we actually just got on Instagram like 3 months ago, 3, 4 months ago. So it's been like a quick rise for us and we've done really well in a short amount of time. But before we would do anyways, sorry, I kind of got sidetracked here. But to wrap that up is what I like about social media is people will see your posts come up again and they're gonna kind of loop back. It's like retargeting almost. You know what I mean? Now
Yeah,
on the actual like direct lead intake side of things, if you have their email, you have their number, even if you don't convert, why wouldn't you send out a quarterly email with a special, to the 1,000 people over the last, 3 months that didn't convert? I'm
for
actually gonna
sure.
I'm gonna write that down.
Well, dude, it's really for the listeners, you have to think of your business as a data vault. You want to build as much data as possible. Whoever you talk to on the phone, you have to get their name, number, email. When you get that information, you can nurture them in an email blast. You can nurture them through text messages. You can retarget them through line. And, for them, whoever got on your website, you can retarget them on why didn't they buy from you and things like that. It gets really technical on the back end, but I want to simplify it in the importance of when you have this data, you could nurture them and they didn't buy from you now, but they'll buy from you later. For our business, 34% of our business every single month is past customers that have received an email, that have received an offer, that received a text message. We've gotten into AI outbound calls where we would just call and leave a voicemail. 33, like that's huge. So not only are you running an ad and you're building a database, but and then organically you want to present yourself online as a local company by creating videos, content that shows your business, shows your culture, shows your team, shows your face. Me and Justin I think we can both agree on this. You want to limit any AI content. You can use it. That's fine. It creates fun, it creates engaging, but you don't want to overfill your online presence with AI,
Mhm.
right? So I think
Yeah,
that's those are a great way to start
yeah.
off in marketing.
No, for sure. My rule is, like, if you're gonna use AI, like, it has to be funny. Like,
Yeah.
you can't use AI for serious stuff, like, and that just like, just record a real person doing serious stuff. But, like, AI can be funny because you can make it do whatever you want. You can't, like, you get someone doing a backflip cleaning a house, like, we go above and beyond, we'll, backflip over your house. I don't know, whatever. You can't get a real person to do that, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was looking at your video of you got 2 cleaners cleaning like a wall or something, like an ancient wall.
Yeah, yeah, that was the trend I saw someone else I've seen a couple cleaning companies post that one.
Yeah. See, that's cool. That's what you're referring to as
Yeah.
a funny, engaging AI video, right?
People know it's gotta be so blatantly AI, like, funny, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I see AI.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are good. I think we've hit on like some simple marketing strategies. Um, and I guess we'll add to this. Like, tell us how simple it is to create a video. I mean, it is hard, right? You got to edit and stuff like that. You got to take the time. But like, are you doing this with your phone or a camera?
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, you just wanna basically, like, do a content day, have a cleaner come clean your house, and record them a bunch of different angles, doing a bunch of different stuff, and you can just use your iPhone if you want, and then you just basically what I do, I'll do 2 things. So, 1, I'll just go on Instagram, type in house cleaning, just get some inspo, scroll for a bit, kinda get some inspo of somebody's ideas, or you can just go in CapCut, and they have a bunch of templates, and you just paste your clips in there, you just save as, like, individual clips on your phone. You save 60 clips from what you shot and save them down to, like, 5, 7-second little clips, and then just go on these just get, like, CapCut Pro, it's, like, 14 bucks a month or something, and you just go and you input your little clips, and it creates all the you can make all these cool little edits, and you just change the words to say, ABC house cleaning deal instead of, whatever, and you just yeah, I mean, you have to be creative, of course, but you don't have to be that creative. There's a lot of help out there, other people on social media or using CapCut or even ask ChatGPT, say, "Hey, I have 60 clips of cleaning B-roll, cleaning footage. Can you give me some ideas on what I could post on my social media to engage new clients in San Diego?" Boom, there you
Yeah.
go. Just do it.
Dude, that's as simple as it is, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to get the simplicity behind creating the content, posting it online, because a lot of people, and I thought about this myself too until I simplified it, is that we get overwhelmed with posting content, and then we say we don't have time, and we can't do this and we can't do that. But what we're discussing here is that you have to flood the internet with content. You just have to. The more content you put online, the more you'll be on people's eyes, the more the search engine optimization will be able to know that that's your business. And right, it helps all of that stuff. But we get so bogged down into, well, I got to have a professional for a videographer. I got to have all of these things. I have to be in place. And no, just create the content you said. Invite some cleaners to your house, record them with your phone, and then use a platform like that you mentioned, and then just create a bunch of shorts, get AI to write you some descriptions, and then schedule your post for the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Damn, yeah, yeah, that's awesome. One thing I will say too, and people are catching on to this, when you're doing your AI descriptions, take out the little dashes in there. Like, if I see somebody's got a beautifully written out description, I see dashes everywhere, I'm like, "Come on, like, you're not fooling anybody, AI wrote that." Like, just
Yeah.
click it, erase, put a comma instead of a dash, now it looks like you actually wrote it.
Yeah, we're starting to catch to a lot of AI writing, right? But it's
Yeah,
super helpful. Like there's no excuse to
yeah,
not create content online, and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's where I
Yeah,
want
you
to
don't even
end.
You can just literally copy and paste from ChatGPT, just take out the dash. That's my only advice. You can
Yeah.
leave it in if you want. It's better than not posting anything.
Exactly. Just post it. Just post it. Again, the more content you put online, the more eyes will be on you, and you can get some strategic on that. And testimonials are great. Getting your cleaners to clean is great. That gets your business to feel local. That gets your business to feel legit if they're not looking at all of this AI stuff. Now,
Mhm.
let's go into the sales process, right? Because now we got eyes on us and people are calling us and people are wanting our services. Can you walk us through your sales process? Cleaning Journey podcast is brought to you by Jobber, the all-in-one CRM built for service pros. From scheduling and payments to quoting and marketing, Jobber makes it simple to manage your business and impress your clients. I use it every day and it's one of the biggest reasons my business runs smoothly. Try Jobber today with the link in the description down below. Try Jobber today by using the link down below. You can get 14 days free, then 20% off for the next 6 months. You have nothing to lose.
Yeah, I've so I sold cars for 5 years before this, and it's a lot of skill, a lot of persuasion and psychology and, influence and that kind of stuff. Frankly, I find with cleaning, it's kind of like I call it like take it or leave it sales. It's like, "Hey, this is your square footage, this is the estimate, like, do you want to book or not?" I don't think there's much need for a lot of persuasion. Like people kind of know already that they want a cleaning service when they inquire. Either they can afford your prices or they can't. Either they see enough value in your company already or they don't. People have kind of made up their minds, but if you have enough content, you have good quality content, they kind of already know a figure in their mind what they think is reasonable to clean their place. If you just present them with that, they say yes or no, we kind of just leave it at that. Don't get me wrong, we'll follow up with them. People get busy, right? They maybe forgot to respond or maybe they got some other quotes. We want to follow up like very, I don't want to say aggressively, that's the wrong word, but frequently because we want to be the company that's in front of their eyes all the time, all the time, all the time, because they're probably getting 4 or 5 quotes. But we don't need to sit here and handle objections and like, somebody's like, oh, I can't afford it. And we're like trying to sit here and handle their objections like, hey, no problem. Like, I know it may seem like it's expensive, but blah, 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 blah. We don't need to handle objections. They can afford it, they can't or not. It's a low ticket item. I think it's about having a good enough sales process and more leads. That's what I think. In cars, when I was selling cars, it's not about how many leads you have, it's about how good you are at selling the car often. You get 10, you close 6, that's a lot better than getting 50 and closing 3. In the cleaning business, if your sales process is good enough, if you just present the pricing in a clear, concise way, you're going to close 20 to 30%. You just need to get more leads. I would say, yeah, I mean, even if, again, if you want a basic sales script, put it into ChatGPT. Hey, these are my prices. This is an example of an estimate I would give to a client. Can you put together a super basic, easy to understand sales script that I can go back and forth with the client? You don't need to get crazy persuasive, crazy salesy. You don't need to handle objections. Good enough sales process, more leads, you're going to sell cleaning jobs. End of story.
Okay. So you're in the process of, or like how you think of sales is the more leads you get, the more people you present the price, the more people you would close that say yes to the price that you give. You're not very much of a, hey, handle a price objection type of deal. It's like, hey, it's $200. Well, I can afford it. Do you just kind of end the call there? Like, okay, great. Well,
I mean, that's a good question. So commercial might, if you're listening to this and you're in commercial, might be a little different. We do residential. So, I mean, we're not selling commercial contracts. In that case, you should obviously have great sales skills and all that, right? Because you're selling a, $20 contract or whatever. But just in residential, I mean, if somebody can't afford $200 cleaning, they just probably shouldn't be in the market for a cleaning. So, we would
so
rather,
you don't negotiate.
no, no, we're just going to get more leads. Like, W we will, but, like, if we say, "Hey, it's gonna take 4 to 5 hours," we could do $250. If they're like, "I can do 175," like, "Hey, no problem, hope you find a company that works for you." Like, if they're like, "Is there any wiggle room in that?" We'll say, "Hey, no, yeah, totally understand you wanna get a deal, like, we'll do 235, does that work for you?" 9 times out of 10, they're gonna say, "Yeah." If they say, "No, it's still more than," like, they're just not our client. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to be resenting the jobs. I don't want to be trying to get my cleaners to finish up jobs faster, skipping steps just because we're not getting as high of a price on that. Typically, I find clients that ask for a discount are usually ones that do complain. People that see the value in our product are willing to pay for it. So we don't really negotiate. No, we'll just get more leads at that point.
Yeah. And I'm sure you're saying that with confidence in the sense of you're tracking the right numbers to know if the job is going to be profitable, right?
Our pricing's set so we know we're gonna make our 30%.
Exactly. I mean, that's a huge part. You're not just saying, hey, everybody that comes in, this is my price. And if they can't pay that, then, but there's no negotiation. The reason you don't have the negotiation is because you you already know your profit margins. You already know where you want to be. And
Yeah.
that's an important part, right? Like, I think that's what gives business owners the confidence in their pricing and knowing that, hey, this is where we're at. And we're confident there because you can see the costs that is gonna that the cost percentages for the service to be completed and your profit margins, what you're going to take home. So, that's a huge part in being confident, saying no to people. Um,
Mhm.
it takes negotiation out of the way. I'm with you on that. I mean, if I charge you 250 and you only can pay 175, but 175 is going to bring me in the red. Unfortunately, that's not gonna work. What I teach my team to do is we take away from the cleaning. So if we're
Yeah.
gonna provide a standard cleaning, and that includes for 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and they wanted to add blinds and baseboards, well, I will eliminate the add-ons first so that I can try to make it affordable to them. If they're not affordable for a 3 bedroom, 2 bath standard cleaning, then we do offer that low hanging of the last resort, which is our partial service. We can do two areas for 200 bucks. And those two areas can be like a master bathroom and a master bedroom. And we'll do that for 200 bucks. That's just to get our team filled in. Like, well, what do you think? Do you guys have something similar to that?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I mean, at that point, we'll just say, like, we'll set a time limit around their budget. Like, if they there's a difference between trying to get a discount and having a budget. When I say, like, when somebody's trying to get it's 250, they're trying to sneak a deal for 220. But if someone says, "Hey guys, I'm looking to get my house clean, but I can only spend 150 bucks," we're gonna say, "Okay, totally understand, no problem. We want to respect your budget. We're not going to be able to clean your whole house, but if we were to set a 2.5-hour time limit, what areas would you want done?" They're gonna say, "Oh, we could do the kitchen and the two bathrooms as priority." No problem. We'll put those as priority. Just so our cleaner, will be there for 2.5 hours and they're going to do as much as they can on those priority areas. Does that work for you? And they're like, yeah, thank you so much for making it work, whatever. Because, chances are they probably went on ABC company's website, typed in their square footage and got a $700 quote. So, they're super happy that we were able to make it flexible. So if somebody comes in with a budget, we're going to set a time limit around their budget. Or, we're going to say, hey, no problem. We'll do the kitchen and the bathrooms for 200 bucks. But if they're trying to negotiate just to negotiate, I find that those are picky clients that we probably don't wanna clean for anyways, because if it means so much for them to get $10 off, like, they're gonna complain to get another $10 off, you know?
For sure. For sure. Yeah, those are usually the clients that do end up complaining, right? The ones that are trying to negotiate and trying to get the lowest price. And you just kind of have to find those red flags.
Yeah.
For us, a lot of it is, if we catch people, one of our qualifying questions is, when's the last time you've had a professional company clean your house? Anybody that says, I've never had it, or it's been more than 3 months, we normally schedule an in-person estimate if we know that they're trying to get, a 3 bedroom, 2 bath full cleaning, and we give them a price range so we're not wasting our time. Hey, it's going to cost between 400 to 500 bucks. Is that in your budget? Yes. Okay, great. Then we do an in-person estimate because we're trying to sell the reoccurring service. I think that's one thing that companies miss in the sales process is they become the one-time service type of company, and they don't present the reoccurring right from the start.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought that up. So we have a special recurring offer incentive for our clients because we charge hourly. So basically, what we say is after the first cleaning, we say, hey, if you want to set up biweekly or monthly cleanings, we're going to drop the hourly rate to X, and then your second cleaning is 50% off. So we have like an incentive for them to
Mm.
go with the recurring, and we get tons of recurring. Like we have 300 as of yesterday, we had 371 recurring clients right now, which is awesome. We're super happy about that. We're always growing our recurring, but you always obviously you want to sell the recurring. That's ideal because you spend a marketing dollar once and hopefully the client lives on forever, right? So having a
1,000%.
special recurring package of being able to, so I guess on the sales process, like on the after the like we sell the recurring after the first cleaning because we want like our philosophy around it is like the client's kind of on a high from the cleaning, right? Because they just got the cleaning done, their house smells great, they're super stoked. In that moment, they're going to be, in an impulsive state to go ahead and sign up for that recurring. Whereas if we try to sell the recurring up front, they haven't quite experienced that feeling yet. So they're not in that like euphoric state. So that's kind of
Yeah.
our philosophy behind it, but everybody does it different.
Yeah, I like that, man. I think that that's some great value there for our listeners. That you bring in the client in, and you want to plant the reoccurring seed in their head, and then you want to make sure that you are solid on your pricing because you obviously can track your numbers and you know your profit margins. And if there is room to put them in a different package to get them in, I think that's always beneficial for us is that partial cleaning service, and that gets our teams to get some hours and just serve, right? We want to serve, get that email. If they didn't get a full cleaning from us now, they should get it down the road. But yeah, dude, that's solid. What's one sales habit that separates 200K businesses from that $1 million business?
Sales habits. I mean, just scaling up, just constantly like, there's one thing about being happy where you're at, but being dissatisfied, right? Like constantly having a blissful dissatisfaction, right? You're happy about where your company's at right now, but you always want to grow. So it's like you always got to be thinking, okay, how do I spend more money so I can have more jobs so I can fulfill more jobs so I can get more recurring clients? That's just what it comes down to. And I don't think the sales process changes. You put a sales process in place and then you just do more of that. That's the way I see it. And that's kind of our mindset too. We want to every month we want to spend just a little bit more money, so we can do more cleanings, so we can earn more recurring clients, so we can hire more cleaners, we can provide more jobs, we can clean more homes. I mean, that's just it at the end of the day. So I don't know if there's tangibly like a sales process that helps us scale. It's just about putting an effective one in place that works and then just turning up the taps as you go.
Yeah. So tell us, what's that one sales process that works for you? I mean, we've hit on a few things, right,
Yeah.
on the sales process side, but what's that one thing that differentiates you from your competitors within that sales process side?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, I don't know if I would so recommend companies doing this because it's pretty operationally heavy, like tracking hours and stuff like that. But we charge hourly, and the the reason why we like to charge hourly, we find we get more volume out of it because rather than hitting a customer with a big flat rate, us saying, $57 an hour for 4 to 5 hours sounds a lot better than, $312. It just sounds better. Like it just sounds like less money. It's the same amount of money. So if I'm bidding against another company and they're saying, "Hey, we'll do it for $323," or I say, "Hey, it's only going to be $57 an hour. It'll take 4 to 5 hours." Majority of the time, they're going to go with us because the price it feels lower, although it's not lower. So I think
Yeah.
that's a big separator for us, especially like initial quotes. Like if you're using like a lead aggregator like Yelp or Angie or whatever, where they see that one number right away before they respond to you. If they're looking at your 389 and they're looking at my 57, like, cause I'm showing per hour and, they gotta inquire to find out how many hours I'm talking about. So that's gonna start the conversation, whereas they're just gonna look at your 385 and just go, let me get other quotes first. They might loop back, and by that time they've already booked or they're not interested or whatever. So like we've been able to do really good volume just because of how we present our pricing based on the hourly. And we're still making just as much as if somebody were to do a flat rate because we know our estimates. We have internal time limits for our cleaners. It's way more operationally heavy, like triple operational heavy. So like if you're not good at operations and systems and like accountability with your cleaners and like making sure your cleaners don't melt the clock and all that stuff, I would not recommend doing it because you're going to hate your life. But if you are good at all that stuff and you want to gain a more higher volume of clients, then what's worked for us is presenting our pricing hourly.
When you present a hourly rate, $57, and you say, "Hey, the cleaning is gonna be about 4 hours." If the cleaning is gonna take more than 4 hours, do you guys increase the price, and how do you do that?
Yeah, so we'll give an estimate. So we'll say 4 to 5 hours. And if it's gonna the cleaner at that point has to message us and say, like our customer service and say, hey, I need an extra hour. Can you let the client know? Well, they reach out to the client, hey, Susie said she's probably gonna need about 6 hour. Are you okay if we go with the extra hour? And then they can say yes or no. And that's it. And it's not a perfect system. 1 out of 30 clients are going to say no and get upset. Oh, you told me it was going to be 45 hours. And that's when we got to say, hey, no problem. The place is a little bit dirtier than described. You mentioned it was like a 4 out of 10. Here's some photos. The oven really needed a lot of work. We totally tried to do our best, whatever. And we can have those conversations with them. So again, it's more operationally heavy and there's more problems that come up, but we book a lot more jobs because of it. Whereas, if you just give a flat rate, it doesn't matter how long the cleaners take, the client's paying the same amount. So they don't care if it takes all day. You know what I mean? The client doesn't really care as long as it gets done. They know they're paying that same price. And then another side of this too, though, is as the business owner, you're worried about your bottom line if the cleaners take longer, right? Because it's your profit's going to cut in half if the cleaners take twice as long. Whereas with us, if the cleaners take longer, the client pays for that time. So it doesn't affect our bottom line. Our bottom line is going to stay the same no matter what, because we're always getting paid the same per hour and we're paying out the same.
Yeah. Yeah. A big part in that would be like a performance pay structure where
Mhm.
it handles the flat rate or the big price right up front. As for us, I teach my sales teams to never say how long the cleaning is going to take unless the client asks. And then we always give a range. So it'd be between 4 to 6 hours, where this is the needs you told us you needed. This is what it's going to cost you to get that need done. Now, if we're going to need additional time, then we will let you know before we need it. But
Right.
90% of the time, we don't normally need more time because we will give that bigger price up front. And then we already price it at 2 hours more than what we think it's going to need so that we could
Mhm.
from there just finish off the cleaning. And if we need more hours, then great. If we don't, then we make more profit on that
Yeah.
on that service.
Yeah, so we're missing out on those extra bits of profit, right? Because you're charging more than what it actually takes. So we understand we're missing out on that, but then we never have to lose out on the other end. So kind of
Yeah.
balance.
Yeah, so we're discussing two different ways of pricing either per job or per hour. You always want to be transparent upfront and say, hey, if we do need more time, this is what it's going to cost hourly. And then you want to put it on your quote, right? Because when they do sign the quote, they're signing for the terms and agreements for it. And there's no, oh, you never told me type of thing. I think that's an important piece in the sales process. It's not just closing them for the sale, but how are you fulfilling the sale at the end? I think that's where it's easily you can drop the ball and you can be like, oh man, yeah, I told you over the phone, but it's like, no, but you signed it. That's where you get that guarantee, right?
Yeah, correct. And we do like to do a lot of our quoting and estimates through text, so that way we have a paper trail of that. Again, every company is different. We like to do a lot by text. It kind of works good for volume, right? We spend less time on the phone. A phone call could take 15 minutes depending on who's on the phone with you. You could book a cleaning. You could be booking 10 cleanings at once by text. So
What's your closing ratio on that, on text messages?
it depends what platform. So like Instagram, we're close to 30%. Angie, we're like 20%. Our website leads, so people that fill out our estimator, typically like 25, 27%. Uh, I mean, like for referral, like someone that calls in or texts in to our phone number, we're like 70%.
How many texts does it take you to close a deal?
Like just through back and forth.
Yeah.
Total, both sides, probably like 15.
Do you have a structured way of, hey, this is the first text, second, third, fourth?
It's all just a copy and paste template, and then we just
Yeah.
flip out the numbers for estimate square footage, that's it. Everything is a copy and paste. We make it
Okay,
super
cool.
easy for our team, and then we do have, like, a local CSR as well, like, someone that will take a phone call and has a look like, speaks good English and has but, like, we do have overseas VAs that'll do our texting and stuff.
Okay, cool, cool. I've been wanting to to try that out. I mean, we have a question in our request form if they want to be text or called or email. We do get a lot of people that say call instead of text, which I was pretty surprised by that. But the people that
Yeah.
do text, we feel like it takes a little bit longer to get a response from. It takes like 2, 3 days to close because people get distracted and stuff. So I love the, hey, let me call you. Hey, let's get you in now. But if you guys are closing within 15 texts, if you can close it in one day, is it usually the same day or your Cleaning Journey podcast is brought to you by Jobber, the all-in-one CRM built for service pros. From scheduling and payments to quoting and marketing, Jobber makes it simple to manage your business and impress your clients. I use it every day, and it's one of the biggest reasons my business runs smoothly. Try Jobber today with the link in the description down below. Try Jobber today by using the link down below. You can get 14 days free, then 20% off for the next 6 months. You have nothing to lose.
Yeah, like it's super quick. If somebody's booking by text, like they're doing it right away. I mean, so I think with texting, there's two important factors: response time. So you need to like when they text you back, you need to respond immediately because if they go and do something else, they're not going to text you back for a day, right? So we like our VAs know like texts need to be responded to like within 30 seconds, like every single time, right? And then number two is keeping your texts really short and like low friction. Like if I like I inquire on these cleaning companies all the time just for fun, and just to and their first text is like, "Hey, can you fill out this basic questionnaire?" And it's like 4 or 5 questions I have to answer. I'm like, "I am not doing that." So every single text is one thing. How many square feet is your home? 1,500. Okay, great. The estimate's going to be 3 to 4 hours, $57 an hour. Does that work for you? Yes, that works. Okay, great. Here's our checklist. Do you want any add-ons? Yes, I want number one, two, and three. Awesome. Now, what day would work best for you? May 27th. Okay. Do you prefer 9 a.m. or 2 p.m.? 2 p.m. Awesome. I just need your full name, phone number, email, and address. We'll secure your spot. They fill it out. You're all set. Boom, done. That's it. So like one question texts. If your texts have more than one question, you're cooked.
Mm,
So that's my biggest advice for texting. Like very
yeah.
like so simple. A 4-year-old could be texting you back and forth. If you start doing questionnaires, like good luck. Your conversion is gonna be in that case, get them on the phone.
Yeah. So your closing rate, so you close more deals over text than over the phone?
Way more. Yeah.
Got
We
it.
typically only call people if they request to be called or if they called it.
Okay. And then you have your VAs, you have your VAs working on the same hourly schedule of your business.
Yeah. So we have coverage from 7 a.m.
Okay. We
Yeah.
do too. Yeah, those are good times.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. We have 5 VAs and they kinda rotate in and do different stuff and they all have I mean, if to me it's complicated, but to someone who has 10 times the bigger company, it's probably seems like the most simplest thing on earth, but
Yeah. Okay. That's a good value bomb there that if you have the opportunity to serve your clients through text and it has to be like you said a 30-second response rate. I mean, that's a great way to get sales coming in. You can either attach that to an ad and then that ad goes straight into a text message automation. Yeah, if you can get people on the phone, that's also great too. You can serve them faster both
100%.
ways, both
I will
ways.
say, I think for selling flat rates, I think on the phone is way better. I think we get away with text because we do hourly, so it's like,
Mm,
again, the price seems lower or whatever, but if we're gonna text somebody, "Hey, it's gonna be, $395." It's so much like it's so easy for them to just close their phone and think about it or maybe not get back to you, but if they're on the phone with you, they have to say yes or no. If they want the service more times, they're gonna say yes. So, like, don't get me wrong, your closing percentage is gonna be higher over the phone. You're just not gonna be able to handle as much volume.
yeah. Yeah. Great point there. Yeah, you can't when you get $57 an hour over text, it sounds better than, hey, it's gonna cost $400 and
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so, like, that's why I love texting. Our pricing model works really good for texting, but if we ever flip to, like, a flat rate model or whatever, we'll definitely be doing phone calls, and we'll have a whole, like, inbound, outbound team.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, those are some good points there. We talked about the sales, the marketing side of it, the sales process. They both work hand in hand. And the goal here is to get to the client as fast as you can, get to that lead as fast as you can, present your price. I'll add to that. Do not present yourself as the best company. Don't say all of your perks. Don't say all of your, and I would like to hear, Justin, if you agree with that. Like, you don't want to talk about everything, how special your business is. You want to talk about their problem. What is the problem that they have? Tell them how you're going to solve it. Give them the price. Tell them where you're going to go, and that is it. When you start yipping
Yeah.
and yapping and how you're the best and how your business is so shiny and all of the things you offer, the client is just going to get overwhelmed. It's going to be like, let me call you back.
Yeah, totally. No, I agree with that. I mean, number one, that's 90% what companies do. So if you want to sound like everybody else, then do that. And then number two, people don't care about you, they care about themselves, right? And that's just human nature. So yeah, how can you solve their problem? And again, that's kind of like a cliche thing to say, but it's just the truth. Yeah. People want to have like a baseline. They want to know that you're licensed, you're insured, your cleaners provide their own supplies, and you're gonna do a good cleaning job. That's the baseline. But they don't
Yeah.
like really they don't actually care if you're like the best. They just wanna know that their house is gonna be cleaned, it's gonna be efficient in and out process, there's gonna be good customer service for them, their invoicing is gonna be on time, it's gonna be, whatever, all this stuff that you can go through with them that's gonna make the experience better for them, not how, you guys use the best products in the industry. It's like, okay, like, we all go to Home Depot to get our products. Like, who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm with you 1000%, man. At the end of the day, let your online reputation do all of the talking, right?
Mm. Ooh,
Let your reviews, let your content, let everything that is about you do all of the talking. Have your website, up to speed, up to date with like testimonials, things about your business. Do not have an AI freaking website. Have a website filled with your team on there. If you want a great example, go check out timemade.com. I feel like my business is pretty legit on that. You can also check UHB Cleaning. Homeboy got the a video right up in the front, and and it has great content on there too. Yeah, let your online presence do all the talking, and then you just filter your ideal client through qualified questions. Present your price confidently because you know your numbers, you know your profit margins. Be confident when you give your price. And if people say no to you, it's okay. Don't get butthurt about it. You're not having, it's not your price, it's your lead flow. You just need more leads. You need to present your price to more people and you'll get more yeses. Anything you want to add to that, Justin?
no, that's it, man. That's it. More leads, more money. We talked a lot about content, post good, real content, be active. Um, and then you're going to build a business worth something.
Let's get into the fire rapid round here. I'm going to ask you 6 questions and you can answer them in one word or a sentence. Sounds good?
Yep.
Marketing or organic
Oh,
referrals?
I thought you were going to say marketing or sales. Marketing.
Hire fast or hire slow?
Hire fast.
Hire fast. One number every SEO, every owner must know.
Sorry, one what?
One number.
One number?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you mean?
Like one number, like should you know your
Oh, I see.
profit
Okay. I
margin,
thought
your
you wanted me
cost
to
of
say
goods
like a
sold?
number, like four or something. Okay. Sorry. What number should your bottom line, like your EBITDA, which is basically like your profit margin minus what you like invest in the growth of the business.
Okay. Structure or flexibility?
Client facing, flexibility, internally structure.
One leadership habit that changed you as a business owner.
I mean, just what's in it for them. That's it. Like what's in it for your staff? Why would they want to work for you? What's it? How can they earn a bonus? How can they earn more money? How can they be
Mm,
happier at their job? What's in it for them? That's it.
yeah, I love that one because if you can build a business how you would like to be treated, you're golden, right? You just build backwards from there.
If everybody in your business has a way that they can improve their life, your business, you don't even have to be a part of it. It's just going to move forward.
Yes, exactly. If there's a cleaning business owner listening who wants to build $1 million company one day, what's the first shift they need to make today to get closer to that?
Stop cleaning. yesterday. Never clean ever. I've never cleaned, and I don't want to make anybody feel bad who does clean, but it's time to stop and it's time to start running your business and hiring people that can clean for you, raise your prices so that you can afford to do that. And that's the long-winded explanation. And start to hire assistants and train them to send your invoices, all that stuff. And if you can't afford to do it, raise your prices.
Yeah, perfectly said. Work on your business, not in it, and that will give you the time freedom and the financial freedom that you're searching for, because we all build a business so that we can run our lives however we want and make good money doing it. You could only do that if you step away from being a cleaner and you start operating your business like a business owner. Just wake up every day and just get closer to it. Right, Justin?
That's bang on. Yeah, I love it.
Awesome, brother. Where could people find you?
So you can find our business page at San Diego Home Cleaning, San Diego Home Cleaning, or you can follow my personal page. It's just Justin Ducharme, CEO. Last name is spelled Ducharme, But I would say just go check out our San Diego Home Cleaning page and give us a follow. You can copy our content. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Just ask AI to change out the words to your company and just literally post our videos. Doesn't matter to me. Go ahead.
Yeah, there you go. You heard it from a business owner that is doing all the right things. Just copy what we're doing, just change it up, but just implement it and be consistent, right? We don't care if you copy it. What we care about is if you're implementing it and you're being effective, right? Also, don't make us look bad as well too. So,
Tell me better, please.
well, thank you so much, Justin. I appreciate your time, brother. We did a lot of value bombs on marketing and sales. For those listeners that didn't take notes, go back to the episode, take some notes. These are some simple strategies that we're doing in our business and start implementing today. Thank you guys so much for listening to the cleaning journey. I'll catch you guys on the next episode. If you got value out of this episode and you took some notes, that is fantastic. You're one step closer to success. Now, do me a favor and share it with another cleaning business owner so that we can all learn together. My goal is to bring real stories from real cleaning business owners so that we can grow this industry together. So if you'd like that, please like and share, and I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next episode.